Hey guys, Jonah here. How are you doing? It's time for another beer review, and this one is a proper beer, proper strong. And weirdly, you can buy it in the supermarket, and it's part of the Tesco 4 for 3 deal, where you pay for 3 cans and you get the fourth one for free. So it's always a good idea when you do these deals to kind of match what you're getting, because you don't want your fourth one to be a really cheap can. You want to be getting roughly about the same price for all of them. And I believe uh, this beer was £3.50, I think, or 3.75, something like that. North Brewing is Ultra Phase 8.5 or 8.4% DIPA double IPA. Absolutely nuts. 8.5% beer that you can buy in the supermarket. That's madness. Maybe not where you're from, but in the UK, it's yeah, mad. You used to be able to buy that Imperial Banana, and that was 10% in the supermarket. Nicely, it says we have wheat and oats as well as the barley, and the hops, which is really nice touch. I like seeing this on a can. Citra, Enigma, and Simcoe. Oh, and yeast. That's weird. Is that telling us what that yeast is, or is that going into? That's going into the German, I think. There we go. Brewed and canned by North Brewing Co. In Leeds, and yeah, you can even get some money back, and it's a punt and all that kind of stuff. Why not, if it focuses, scan this code? If you're going to order direct from the brewery, you get 30% off. That's pretty good. In fact, that's very similar to the deal that I got. So that was cool. 30% off your beer. Not guaranteeing that it'll be any cheaper ordering from the brewery, but you know that your money is going to that specific brewery and not into Tesco's pocket, which is a bit crazy. And it's a 440 can as well, so it's an 8.5%, and it's a big can. Boom. Open that one a bit carefully, because I like the Welsh style. Carefully. And because it's a big one, we have got the big glass. And I like, someone had a go at me the other day. I don't know if I've shown you my business cards, dear viewer, but my business card has a straight-sided glass on it. And someone actually said to me, "Oh, that's not a proper glass. You should have a proper handle, or, you know, a proper pint glass, or all that." And I was like, really? Wow, look at that. Proper hazy, man. Oh, this is going to be like proper beer. Proper dirty. Right, bring that back so it's in shot. Turn that round. So we're very professional here. Have you noticed when I turn my head, it always goes sideways? Maybe not as much as that, but who knows? Okay, so the head was there, but it is now kind of just at what I would call a fingernail worth of head, fast disappearing. It does have oats and wheat in it, and that looks like a pint of juice. This is going to be properly, it's strong anyway, 8.5%, double IPA strength, but it's going to be strong because it's going to be dry hopped like a bad boy. Going to be crazy. Dear viewer, if you're liking what you've seen so far, please click like. Why don't you do it now? You might as well. And think about joining the Jonah Army by clicking down below, just subscribing to the channel and clicking that bell icon. All that good stuff that people do. I don't get many kickbacks from YouTube these days, but it's always helpful to the channel. So thank you very much in advance. Shalom. Interestingly, not getting a huge amount on the nose. I know what Citra's like. I know what Simcoe's like. I've had Enigma before, but I'm getting kind of like a a green kind of fruity thing, like an apple or a grape, maybe that kind of thing. So I'm imagining that that's going to be what the dry hop is. Usually, people use Citra as the bittering hop. Not always, but usually. Simcoe's a dual hop. I mean, Citra's a dual hop too. But I've got a feeling they're promoting the Enigma hop in this beer. Yeah, there's kind of a weird herbiness to it. Herbaceous kind of quality to the nose as well. But weird because not getting the normal orange stuff from the Simcoe or the citrus orange, grapefruit, that kind of thing. And I'm not getting so much grass, which is usually what I get from Citra. Greenery, hedgerow, that kind of stuff. I am getting greenery from this, but it's green in terms of fruit, not in terms of mown grass or that's always when I was young, when I was a young man, I think I first had a beer brewed with Citra when I was about 18, 19, and it was at a beer festival, and it was a pale ale, and that was back in the 90s. We're now in the 2020s, man. Arrgh, the roaring 20s. So, yeah, that's bloody 25 years ago, at least. My God, time goes fast. And here we are with Citra one more time. Anyway, cheers and beers, guys. Let's dive in. It's going to be a bad boy. Oh, oh dear. I don't know why I hiccup when I'm drinking strongly dry hop beers. I don't know why that is. But yeah, we got a lot of fruit there. Really interesting. It's not, sometimes I talk about white white notes, like high white notes like lotus and um, high grape like wine, Sauvignon Blanc kind of um, thing. But this isn't. This is a bit more green. So yeah, grapes, types of apple. Um, but then we're getting sort of berries as well. There's some berries in there, definitely. We are getting the citrus, which undoubtedly is from the Simcoe. And there is some grass there. There's some greenery, some herbaceousness. So we're getting green fruits, and we're also getting green herbaceousness, which is really interesting. But then berries as well, which is weird. I I guess that must be coming from the Enigma because Simcoe doesn't usually give me berries. Cheers and beers. Well, I'll tell you what, Berry, the Berry pub in Walmer, which is near Deal, is for the second year at least pub of the year. So if you're down that way, down on the south coast, or if you're anywhere near Dover, just go up a little bit. It's only about 5 miles up from Dover. You're in Walmer. You go to a really, really good pub. They often have cloud water through the tap. Just absolutely nuts. They have proper beers. Wow. There is just a lot of kind of hop, herbaceous kind of, when you get raw hops. Well, I don't know. I used to do some home brewing. I still do sometimes. If you get fresh hops in your hand and smell them, they smell, the aroma is what they're supposed to be because of the hops, because of the lupulin glands, the kind of powdered stuff. That's basically what your beer is made from. But the actual raw hop, the green vegetal part of the hop, it also gives this kind of green, verdant kind of thing. That's why green hop beers are so good because it's the freshest kind of hops you can have. A lot of breweries, and I live in Kent, and supposedly the place where a lot of the hops were born. Pardon me, dear viewer. However, a lot of green hop beers are made popular in Kent, and a lot of the breweries get the hops from picking them from the vine to throwing them into the kettle, into the boil, within 1 hour of picking them. So that is a logistical nightmare. Not everyone does that, but when you've got a brewery next to your hop field, a lot of contract brewers, like there's one called Hookin Hops down near us, and they have about 5 or 6 different brewery lines, all brewed more or less on the same systems, but they've all got different names. And they can literally pick the hops from the field and bung it straight into a beer. Absolutely nuts. Anyway, what I was saying was the actual whole leaf hop does have a lot of kind of vegetal kind of things going on. And what happens when you have a really crazy dry hop, so a double IPA, so it's strong in alcohol, but it's also got a shed load of hops in there, I can tell. Sometimes you're not using a citra hop, in this case we are, but because the hops are so fresh, it gives that kind of vegetal kind of thing. Dear viewer, this is what happens when Unclejona drinks or starts drinking an 8.5% beer. He starts chatting, he starts giving you the truth. You know how we roll. That's got to be worth a like on the video, surely. Click thumbs up. Oh, look at the lines. Nice big line there. Nice one there. Nice one there. Anything jumping out of me on hot watch? Oh, that looks like an orangutan swinging through the trees, or perhaps a gibbon, one of those kind of things. Well, we got this. Oh, that could be a hare. Look at that, a hare rising up and looking over his shoulder at something coming towards him. There we go. You don't get stuff like that on other channels, do you? And rightly so. I should patent Hot Watch. Not Hot Watch. I keep saying Hot Watch. Foam Watch. That's what it's all about. Okay, so you can tell just by drinking this beer and the exhaled breath, the hotness, you can tell that this is a reasonably strong beer. And I say reasonably because on this channel I've drunk 10, 12, 14% beers now. So 8.5 is not particularly amazingly strong, but when you're used to drinking smaller cans and all these session IPAs are happening, so I drink a lot of beers that are sort of 4 and under. When you drink an 8.5, it kind of does hit you, I guess. If I drank 8.5% beers all the time, I'd get used to it. Oh my God, there is quite a lot of carbonation. And this has been in the fridge, dear viewer, I have to say. So I said it before, but in case you're new to the channel, when you chill down a beer, the carbon dioxide stays in the solution more. And then if you try and drink a cold beer quite quickly, hits your stomach, goes down your duodenum, warms up, and the carbon dioxide comes out of the solution and obviously makes you belch. So apologies, but when you drink beer, that's one of the things that goes with the territory. Let's finish this off. And you can be on your way. It's been a longer than normal video, so I apologise, but only because I'm taking my time to appreciate this lovely, lovely beer. Whoa. So greenery, vegetal, apple and grape. That's the main taste. Then the berry, or maybe kind of more like a kind of passion fruity type thing going on. So maybe berry, red berry, passion fruit. The citrus, the generic citrus is there. There is a kind of orange, blood orange, mandarin perhaps. The greenery is there too. There's definitely citra in there. It's more a sort of hedgerowy type thing than the normal kind of grassy kind of thing going on. But yeah, my God, working out this beer, I think this beer came in probably a shade under £2 when you average everything out. Sorry, under £3, so £2 something, 2.75 or something. Which you might say, my God, that's quite expensive for a can of beer from the supermarket. And you would be right, because some of these breweries do take the mick. But I think Tesco's take the mick as well. However, when you're getting an 8.5% beer and it's near enough a pint, for let's say just under £3, so 2.75, and a pint in the UK, I reckon is probably averaging out around £4. Maybe even a bit more. I apologise, dear viewer. A lot of belching going on today. And your normal beer is about 4.5%, say. So double the strength of a normal beer for kind of half the price almost. That's 4 times the bargain that it would have been if you had it down the pub. Now, I am definitely a person that enjoys going to the pub, but as you well know if you watch this channel, or should I say, if you subscribe to this channel, you would know that I like drinking beers at home, talking to my lovely viewer, and generally getting things off my chest. It beats paying for therapy, put it that way. We'll see you real soon for another beer review, and until then, Unclejona will return.